Hello and thank you for watching this regional forecast for the Canadian Prairie. I'm Andrew Pritchard, Senior Meteorologist with Nutrien Ag Solutions. As we take a look at the temperatures across the prairie this morning, generally in the low to mid-teens, 13, 15, 16 degrees as you look across the prairie this morning. Checking in with the satellite, we've got another storm system making its way in. You can see the fast jet stream winds overspreading the Rockies here into portions of western Alberta. That's kicked off some morning thunderstorms moving into the Edmonton area. We'll take a zoomed in look here at that in just a moment, but here you can see that shower activity moving across central Alberta. I said shower, but there is some thunder in there. Maybe even some small hail approaching the Edmonton area here early this morning. We'll take a look at the radar loop. And again, you can see the strongest portion of this little cluster here making its way through Drayton Valley, through into the Thorsby area, and then eventually towards Edmonton as we get into the next hour or two. Now, as we head through the rest of the day, I'm going to be watching primarily portions of central Alberta for a couple strong storms to pop up as this storm system begins to move into the prairie. Not a lot being forecast or shown here by the high-resolution NAM model. Again, as we get into the evening hours, this will be about 6 p.m. this evening, but somewhere here near Calgary, spreading into central Alberta, there's going to be a gorgeous thunderstorm producing some problematic hail. I almost guarantee it. So my storm chasers in the area, be on the lookout for a rogue strong storm or two across portions of western and eventually central Alberta this afternoon, evening, and early tonight. Now tomorrow we bring the storm system a little bit further east and bring a little bit more of a widespread, robust severe weather threat, this time from portions of central Alberta into generally central and southern Saskatchewan, maybe making its way into southwestern Manitoba during the late part of the day tomorrow, but across this region watching for some large hail, some damaging winds, and maybe a tornado or two with some of these supercell thunderstorms possible across the region. So heads up for severe weather in that area tomorrow afternoon and evening. And then as we head into Friday afternoon and evening, the storm continues to make its way off to the east. We'll be looking for a very isolated chance for a couple strong storms across central and southern Manitoba as we get into Friday afternoon, evening, and early overnight. Now, as we head into Saturday, we're going to watch our next storm system make its way through here. It's going to be on the heels of this first wave, so a little bit moisture-starved, but we'll see another progression here with the chance for showers and storms making its way across portions of central and southern Alberta and then into Saskatchewan as we head through Friday night into midday on Saturday. This one going to be bringing very light and scattered precipitation to the region. Not quite as high and not quite as robust here as this first one making its way through here Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So we'll look at the forecast instability during the peak heating of the late afternoon and evening hours over the next 3 days. So here's Wednesday, we've got Thursday, and then we've got Friday. And again today, my main focus here as the strong jet stream winds overspread this little area of instability across central Alberta is the chance for a couple of strong storms producing primarily some hail in the Calgary area and then moving off across the plains here across central Alberta. As we head into Thursday, from central Alberta down into central and southern Saskatchewan, maybe far southwestern Manitoba, much more robust and potentially widespread severe weather threat in this area tomorrow. Damaging wind and large hail, the primary threats. Maybe a couple tornadoes possible there across the prairie. And then as we head into Friday afternoon and evening, generally getting out of the prairie, but maybe the Winnipeg area is still holding out of that severe weather threat. Portions of southern and southeastern Manitoba looking for that Friday afternoon and evening severe weather threat. And then I can go ahead and point out here, I mentioned the next storm system emerging here late Friday into Saturday. The core of the instability, the most unstable air mass now well off to the south. So that's what I meant about this being a little bit moisture starved, a little energy starved. Our Friday into Saturday storm system primarily producing some very light rain shower activity. Now, as we take a look at total forecast precipitation over the next 3.5 days, this takes us into Saturday afternoon. So this does include our next two storm systems. As you can see, heaviest north of Highway 16. That's where we're going to see the most widespread heavy soaking precipitation. Generally, if you're looking south of Highway 16 across the ag belt, across the Canadian Prairie, precipitation, non-zero chance, but generally going to be scattered and light in nature. It's going to be where those thunderstorms track that we get the heavy downpours. Otherwise, this is going to be, you may get left out because other than the thunderstorm activity here south of Highway 16, not a lot in the way of precipitation forecasts. So I think if anyone's going to have the chance for more widespread soaking rains here, it's going to be across the southeastern quadrant of Saskatchewan and then southwestern Manitoba. This region here, with that Thursday severe weather threat and thunderstorm threat, Thursday afternoon, evening, and overnight, we may get some soaking rains across portions of this region. Otherwise, again, scattered in nature, light isolated shower and thunderstorm activity. Now we have a progressive jet stream across the region that's going to be in changes with our temperatures and the precipitation forecast ebbing and flowing. As we get started here midweek, we've got a trough across western Canada, some subtle ridging. That's what's allowed us to kind of warm up once again and reintroduce an unstable air mass, tapping into the strong jet stream winds associated with this wave as it approaches. That's what gives us the more robust thunderstorm threat in some areas here over the next couple of days. Now, as we head into the weekend, this trough begins to shift off to the east and swing across Canada here before it kind of washes out, getting into the later part of the weekend. So cooler temperatures as we head into the core of the weekend with this trough anchored across the Canadian Prairie. We see another ridge, though, starting to nose into western Canada as we get into the back half of the weekend. Early next week, this ridge spreads right back into the Prairie, allowing us to warm back up. So our temperatures doing a bit of a roller coaster over the next 10 days as these series of systems here, we kind of just fluctuate between ridging and troughing across the Prairie. We'll see the temperature forecast here, looking at temperature anomalies, starting off a bit warmer than average right now with that trough off to the west, ridging across the Prairie. The trough swings in. We bring in cooler temperatures just for a moment here, diving from northwest to southeast across the Prairie. Over the weekend, that's where we'll get our little cool down here, but then as we get into early next week, now getting into Monday and Tuesday, starting to see that warmth once again pushing in from the south and the west. The precipitation forecast then over the next 7 days, we'll see this, we covered this really in depth already, but this Wednesday afternoon and evening threat, more widespread rain activity north of Highway 16, but across central portions of Alberta, Calgary, eastward from there, looking for the chance for a couple of strong to severe storms this evening, producing primarily some large hail. As we head into Thursday afternoon and evening, that severe weather threat now from central Alberta into central and southern Saskatchewan, maybe far southwestern Manitoba. That's where the threat for some more heavy rain is going to be possible, maybe kind of located in this region. If my mouse would stop trying to connect here from across the building, that'd be great. Here we've got that area of rain, maybe some heavy rain across the southern border of Saskatchewan and Manitoba Thursday night into Friday morning. And then Friday, our thunderstorm threat flaring up once again across southeastern Manitoba. And now as we take it into late Friday into Saturday, this next little quick-moving trough makes its way through from west to east, generally moisture-starved, but again, maybe a chance for some thunderstorms across the southern border of Saskatchewan and Manitoba as we get into Saturday evening and Saturday night. That kind of reinforces that chance for more widespread precipitation across that area. But once this thing gets out of here, high pressure returns to the Prairie. We're going to see, heat returning, and we'll see those showers and storms being deflected north of the Prairie, leading to a dry start to the next work week, a dry and much warmer start to the next work week. So we're looking at the probability of getting 1 inch or more of precipitation over the next 7 days. And again, as we look at the ag belt here across the Canadian Prairie, maybe the southern border of Saskatchewan and Manitoba, so southeastern Saskatchewan, southwestern Manitoba, a better chance for someone there to get a soaking rain here, pushing up towards 1 inch. You can also head back toward Peace River, up toward the Edmonton area, a better chance of getting some more significant precipitation. But elsewhere across the Prairie, from central and southern Alberta eastward, a much lower chance for significant precipitation this week. Again, we really just have the opportunity for isolated and scattered thunderstorms today through Friday, and even lighter chance for some scattered showers on Saturday before we dry out Sunday, Monday, Tuesday into early to mid next week. So here's a look at your high temperatures then, your lows as well in Calgary over the next 10 days. Here's that roller coaster ride I talked about. Here's the trough over the weekend, bringing cooler temperatures, highs in the low 20s Friday through Sunday, warming back up early next week. Similar look in Edmonton, 20 degrees for the high Friday and Saturday, back to 28 on Monday and Tuesday. Regina, you take your dip here Saturday and Sunday, mid-20s for the highs before we bounce back up to around 30. Same story in Saskatoon, and then we shifted even further here in Winnipeg as we look at southern Manitoba, peaking on Friday and Saturday. Again, that chance for severe weather highest on Friday afternoon and evening in the Winnipeg area. The cold front comes in shortly after, dropping highs down into the upper 20s. Really, is that really that cold here? Again, a late July cold front. It's only going to do so much before we return to around 30 degrees for the highs on Wednesday and Thursday. So have a great day. We'll talk to you once again on Friday morning.